Okay, guys, this is a save the dish day, and we're in a new spot to see if this is a better vantage point for me for these particular times. What we have here are some pork wonton filling. Let me put some oil in the pan here, avocado oil. And it's a save the dish day because yesterday I had planned to make my own wontons. The filling came out superb, delicious as you can see, but the wontons were plant-based and falling apart everywhere on me. So what's a girl to do? I could not waste this delicious meat which I had tasted in the wonton. It was to die for delicious. There is Napa cabbage in here, green onion, some other really good things. I'll write it all in the description right now. I'm just focusing on trying to get them all into the fry pan. So I came up with saving them into tiny soup meatballs, okay? Little Chinese wonton bread sandwiches if we wanted. Make like a little bao bun sandwich. Once I taste how they are fried outside of his skin, I will let you know how they taste, and we could use them in many things. But the important part here is that we didn't waste them. You know, I don't waste not and want not. I paid for the pork and all the fixings to go in it and was happy to use my green onions. I bought the Napa cabbage. You don't use much, but you have to buy the whole big thing, and it just requires the leaves. And there's spices in here that are delicious: sugar, salt, chicken powder, salt and pepper, soy sauce, sesame oil, lots of goodies. So the flavor's there, and they turned out lovely as these little pork balls. Now, once we finish frying them up, I'm going to show you an idea of what to make with them. That is going to be delicious. My board has to get washed. This is no longer needed. Let me rewash my hands. They're frying up nicely. They smell wonderful. And I thought about it. I was going to go and make them into egg rolls, which would have been a simple fix, or spring rolls. But the truth of the matter is, here in Pompano, in Florida's Publix, I've tried 2 Publix, a Fresh Mart, and a Whole Foods, and not 1 in 4, excuse me guys, not 1 in 4 supermarkets had regular egg roll wrappers or egg-based wonton wrappers or dumpling wrappers. The plant-based are very thin and they're water-like. I just don't like them, and I don't like cooking with them. So until I can order the correct ones, I have to come up with other quick saves because I wasn't going to waste this. So let's see now. We got my little handy dandy spatula. Let's see. They look, like I said, we could even put it a little higher. Ooh, this is different. This is wonton filling. And they fry them, right? You have fried wontons. What's the difference here? What is the difference? I'll know the minute I taste it if I should proceed, call it a total loss, give up. That's not going to happen. I will never give up. But there are certain cuisines you excel in and others you do not. I do not excel in Chinese cooking. I don't. I need all the help I can get. The mix was easy. The filling. There's hundreds. I have tons of books on this. A book dedicated just to Chinese food. I mean, the filling to find the recipe is so simple. It's the technique of how they make it look like you just take it. No, it's not like that. I don't care. I've tried about 3 attempts. I'd rather try to do the raviolis again. Rolling wontons are not easy. Maybe I put too much in. I am generous with my fillings. Okay, this is looking lovely. Lovely. And there's no sauce. I kept them raw, meaning I didn't put anything other than the filling. I like the idea of the Napa cabbage in it. I've had recipes to make wonton filling that didn't call for that, and they were kind of bland and tasteless. I think the cabbage in this is a big factor of keeping them tender. We'll see. And they lose a little bit of this flavor when you boil them, so I'm interested in seeing how this turns out. It's a little tedious, I'm not going to lie, because the meatballs are so small. It's not like frying Italian meatballs over here. It's quite a different technique. But that's why I wanted to get this vantage point to see if you guys can clearly see. I'm always in search of wanting you to get up and close to see the techniques. But I'm basically just frying tiny meatballs in this pan here and turning them over individually one at a time. They're adorable, actually. They're adorable. Little pork meatballs. Could probably do these with spaghetti. Chinese spaghetti. Or if it's good, ramen. I'm a big lover of ramen. I'm going to be doing that recipe soon. There's so many variations, it's mind-boggling. Okay. And I used the Aldi pork from the haul that I showed you guys. It was $5.49, which is pretty economical for a whole pound of the pork ground up with a good amount of fat. I think it was $85.15, which is nice for here. You don't want that supermarket pork, I call it, that you see in Publix that's not seasoned whatsoever. It's low on the fat end. That's not going to give you flavor. That's going to make for a dense anything pork. Okay. Turning them now, trying to let them just keep moving them. Now they have a little bit of a good sear where we could move them around a bit more until I could get one cooked enough to taste. The smell is good. I don't know that you can see. I'm just going to let them cook a little bit. I do not want to eat any raw pork. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a small knife and take the smallest guy of all of them to do a quick taste, and then we'll break and I'll come back and show you. These would be good in lettuce wraps if you didn't want to do bread. You don't have bread and you're doing like me now, watching your carbs. That would be a good idea. You could put them in a pita. They're just basically pork, seasoned pork. And soy sauce at this point is not so heavy that it, leans all the way to an Asian flavoring. Put them on the side of a salad. In place of that, remember the Asian dressing I made for the shrimp salad? Do the salad, the dressing the same. Instead of using shrimp, use these. Let me get a knife. It smells wonderful in here, I gotta say. My kitchen is rocking with the smell of this. Let me get a little dish and we'll see what we got going on. If we in fact save the dish, I will tell you, and then we'll proceed. Let's cut one. Okay. Alright. Cook it on that side a little bit. I cut one in half, and what I'm trying to do is make sure that it's cooked through before I eat any pork. These will be lovely in the broth. I made a fresh beef bone broth the other day. I have 2 quarts in the fridge. I could whip up a beautiful soup. I have spinach on hand. Okay. Nice and sizzly. It's going to be hot, so bear with me. I'm going to lower these to medium. Smells so good. All right. Oh, I'm afraid to burn myself today, guys, because I know it's hot. Okay. Not being inside the wonton, I'm frying them more. They're ready also. Let me get a dish. More of a delicious, simple You have flavorful pork meatball. So I call this a dish saved. I will show you in the next part how I eat them. I may just whip up some white rice with cilantro and go to town, do a pork bowl. But these have been saved, my dears. Okay. Let me show you a little closer. These have been saved. Beautiful pork wontons filling switched into a meatball because we had to save the dish. Oh my God. All right, Jeanine. I just taught myself what to do when something goes wrong. I'm feeling some noodles of rice and I'm going to go make another dish. I'll show you. Hi guys, I just wanted to give you some closure on the fried meatballs that I was going to tell you what we were going to make and what to eat them with. I had mine plain, like a little cocktail meatball. Vinny's going to eat his plain because he's having salad. Here they are, fried. I put them aside. And I just want to wrap it up and tell you, those were the wontons gone bad because I didn't like the wrappers. And I had so much from that 1 pound of Aldi's pork package that I got not only a bunch of those baby meatballs, I also have 2 bags left remaining that I'm probably going to put in sauce with a pasta one night. So I mean, for 1 pan, I got 2 dinners. I got to save a recipe gone bad, and I hope it helped you if you ever encounter that. And you want to hear the worst part about it? I had some, let me get it, I'm going to show you guys. I had some bad news yesterday, a little disturbing, and I was a little frazzled, so I completely forgot that I actually bought myself wonton wrapper, electric, battery operated. I could have effortlessly done and wrapped them instead of fumbling with my hands and destroyed the whole recipe, but things happen for a good reason, and these meatballs were saved. I learned a new pork cocktail meatball that tastes absolutely delicious, better than the wonton, because this recipe, I'm going to post it with this video for these meatballs and give you all the ideas and tell you what to do with the leftovers. And the moral of the story is, don't throw anything away, and anything could be made nothing to something. And I'll tell you one last thing and then I'm leaving, because this is the corniest, coolest thing I've done yesterday. I had this jar. Do you remember the Panera salad dressing that I was all crazy about, and I used it in several of the salads? Well, it's a beautiful jar, and I kept liking it. I liked the shape of it, and I said, you know, I got to try to save it and make something with it. And guess what this is on top? A leftover champagne Prosecco cork. We always drink Prosecco. I'm in love with that salad dressing, and look what I have now. A beautiful new spice jar. So just remember, you can always turn nothing into something.